Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Sunday, November 5th, and I would like to welcome you. If you are new to my channel, found me for the very first time, welcome. This channel is on my hobbies. I like to do cross stitching and a little bit of sewing, eventually some quilting. I do like to work with paper and do paper crafting. I like to make greeting cards and gift tags and treat boxes, things like that. So welcome. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And if you've been with me for a while, welcome back. I really do appreciate all of you. I'm coming to you a day late for a couple of reasons. I did actually get a dog yesterday. I got a beautiful German Shepherd. His name is Gunner. He's right down here next to me. I don't think he'll make an appearance today. I will definitely put pictures of him below. We picked him up yesterday around noon, brought him home, and it's been going really, really well with the 3 cats. The baby is petrified, understandably so. I think the dog's paw is bigger than half of the cat's body. He's huge. He's about 75 pounds. He did lose a little bit of weight because I had him neutered and he was a little stressed with the cone on. But he's about 75 pounds and he's only 6 months old. So maybe 6.5 months old. So he's a big boy. He's a good boy. He already knows sit, and we're working on stay, which I say wait. And, you know, not to barge into the house. He has to wait to be invited. So we're working on that. We will be working on all of the commands. But he's only been with us for a little over a day. So we're making really good progress. Chloe likes him. She did run and he kind of got excited and followed her kind of quickly, which spooked her just a little bit. So we're going to be working on that. The old cat came out, looked at him and was like, I'm under the bed. So it's okay there. I don't think he's as crate trained as I was led to believe. I had to sleep in the living room to keep him quiet because he kept barking. If I'm not with him, he will jump up on a door and he will bark from the crate, claw at the crate. So we've got a little bit of work to do there. I'm okay with sleeping on the couch for a little while, but not indefinitely. So we will definitely have to nip that in the bud. I don't know if I will get there today, but I do want to go to the pet store and get him his own collar and his own leash and maybe a puzzle toy, something to keep him entertained at bedtime so that he'll actually tire himself out and go to sleep while in his crate. So the other reason I didn't come on yesterday is I'm not feeling really great. I'm much better today, like 90% better today. So other than that, I had a really great week. I have some FFOs and I have an FO and I did some whips and I have a little bit of haul. So I think I had a pretty productive week, all things considered. So let's go ahead and jump in with my FFOs. I made a bunch of pillows. This first one is Queen of the Bees. I will link the information down below. I did not pull the charts out, or if I have them, I'm not sure. But I did these all in pillow finishes. So this is Queen of the Bees. And so I finished it with Priscilla's plaids on the back. I did not have, this was a scrap from Autumn, Stitching Seasons, Autumn. I had this scrap, but it wasn't long enough or wide enough to cover the back. So I pieced it together, and then I didn't want a seam in the middle, so I found this piece of lace, crocheted lace trim, and I added it to the back, and I think it's really, really cute. I debated on whether or not to put some kind of a chenille trim around the edge, and I think I'm leaving it. I think I love it. So my stitching is not real great on the bottom, but this is going to go into a tier tray or in a basket, so I think it'll be fine. So number 1. Next, I finished I did 3 pillows from the Brenda Gervais Jack-o'-lantern booklet. So I finished Trick or Treat, and I'm not sure what she's called. And then this one. So again, on all 3 of these, I backed them with Priscilla's plaids. And then I had an eyelash trim, and when I bought the eyelash trim, I was a little disappointed because I didn't, when you look at it, it's not very full. But I thought, I like the color, I like how it goes with the wording and the back fabric. So I just decided to try it, and I love how it turned out. They're so cute. So cute. So I did these. I stuff all of my pillows right now with just a polyfiber fill. I separate it and kind of fluff it a little bit before I stuff the pillows, and that helps to keep it even and give it some bulk. And then the last 2 that I finished was Autumn's Acorn Gathering with Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I did these 2. Maybe I should do it this way. So they're facing each other. I picked an orange backing. They're both the same. I picked the orange backing to pull from the orange in the front. And then I had Lady Dot Creates trim that I just added to it. I think it's really cute. You can see my stitches. Honestly, it's fine. They're really cute. So these will go out with my Thanksgiving display. Even if she has a little jack-o'-lantern, I don't care. I'm still putting her out. So that was good. My finish, I was able to finally finish Strawberry Fair by October House Fiber Arts. I am stitching this on 36 count linen. The colorway is A Long Time Ago by Fortnite Fabrics. It's a really pretty purple. I'm using the called for DMCs. They're a mess, sorry. And my finish. I think what I'm going to do is finish this in a pillow. I think originally I was planning on maybe framing it, but now I think I want it in a pillow. I did this, even though it's 36 count, I did 2/2 because 1/2, the colors were not popping off of this fabric like I had hoped they would. So this will be finished in my next round, provided that I have a good fabric that I like for the back. We'll have to see. I'm sure I can find something. I've got so much fabric. So it felt good to get some things fully finished and to have a finish. I put in, I made a lot of progress. I didn't put in a lot of time, but I made a lot of progress on my monthly weigh-in. December. So I'm stitching this on the called for 28 count tea dyed Monaco, and I really do like it. Makes for a very quick stitch. I have painted my tree and I'm spray painting the back, and then I want to do a little bit of glitter as a finish on it, and then that will be done and ready to go. My goal is to have this pretty much done so that I can have it up and enjoy it for December. So there we go. I think the last time I only had part of the scale, the inside face of the scale done, and a little bit of Santa. So I was able to get part of the tree done. I started in on this gingerbread girl, but I think I have to pull her out because I'm off a row, you know, by one stitch. So I will probably do that the next time I work on it. But it's coming together really nicely. I mean, I know it looks like I have a lot left to stitch, but honestly, it's going so fast. It should be done pretty quickly. And I love it. It's so cute. And then I have the top month name that I have to stitch to. So working this with the called for floss. It came with it. I bought this club through Fat Quarter Shop, and the floss comes with each month's chart. And then I had to buy the Monaco separately. It's totally fine. So, wonder how far I'll get this week on it. We'll see. I got the stitching bug to start working on Christmas. I am, I guess, ditching some of my fall stitching to go straight into Christmas in a way. I need to make it a point to stitch fall all through the year. So I'm going to try that this year and see what happens. I am working on Wally the Walrus. This is called for with 32 count polar plunge is the called for fabric. I am using 32 count frozen fractals by Fabrics by Stephanie. It's a really pretty linen, blues, aquas, a little bit of purple. It's really nice. And this is how far I got. Again, super quick stitch. I was able to, I can't remember if I finished the ice that he's sitting on or not. If I didn't last time I showed you this, I finished that. I finished his face. I just have to add his whiskers, and I did the trees and the fish. And he's so cute. he's coming along nicely. A little bit better representation of the color palette, or the color of the fabric rather. He's cute. I do want to try to have this whole series done by this Christmas. We'll see. We will see how that goes. And of course, the called for flosses is what I'm using. All classic Colorworks. And on that Christmas winter theme, maybe this one's more winter, I decided I have the Snowball, and this book has 6 charts, 5 charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charts. And I have been dragging my feet on this one here because it's just, for some reason, it's not very fun for me. But I'm decided that I need to finish it. And then the only thing left I have to do is the gingerbread house. And then these will be ready to go the end of December, January. I hope to have, this will be my next thing that I finish, so I really do want this to be a focus. I am stitching this on a different linen than what the called for is. I wanted to have a gray linen, so I'm stitching this on 40 count and anthracite linen by Zweigart. And here's what I've done so far. And this is the piece I'm actually working on. Now, the colors are not popping very well off of this gray. And I think maybe that's why I haven't finished it yet, is I'm not super thrilled with it. The colors are not great. But we shall persist. So these will be tiny pillows, much like, you know, the witch pillows are, and I think they'll be really cute on my tiered tray and in my dough bowls. And I'm using the called for flosses, all DMC. Well, called for floss, all DMC, and 1 weeks. We'll see if we can get that one done. October is over, which means I've completed 1 more month on my November temperature chart by Fat Quarter Shop. I am stitching this on 20, I believe it's 28 count Cloud Evenweave or Cloud Lugana. Let me show you the chart. I'm using the called for flosses that they suggest because I ordered the floss pack, all DMC, and here we go. So October is, you know, right about here, and then November, the first few days of November are right here. It's very unique how it's working up. I thought I would have a lot more of the darker reds, We never really got over 100 this summer, which is quite unusual. Now, October's done. Sometimes we can have an early October, early mid-October, we can reach 100 here. November, not so much. I think we usually get up in the 80s in November. But I'm excited. I want to finish this and then have a frame. Like, I'll measure it before it's actually done. I think I can figure out how far down it needs to be, and then I'll find a frame and I'll have it framed so that I can get it up pretty soon after the end of the year, after New Year's. They're talking about Fat Quarter Shop, about how they have created their next temperature chart for next year, and sometimes I listen to them and I think, oh, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. There's nothing going on. No one came into the yard. No critters came into the yard. I don't know if he might have been sleeping and spooked himself, but he'll be settling here in a minute. He's a good boy. Yeah. Anyway, so back to the temperature chart. I'm not sure where I left off, but they're talking about their next year's for 2024 temperature chart, and it'll be different design. I think, not 100% sure, but I think she mentioned in this week's video that last week they teased their quilt temperature chart and that the cross stitch will be very similar to that. I think, I'm not sure. It's one of those things where it's the video that I have to stop and start and stop and start and stop and start. So I don't know. But I don't honestly think I'm going to do this because almost, I mean, every day pretty much, except for maybe 10 days, I have looked up the chart, the temperature for that day at the end of the night, and I have stitched my little cross stitch, my little cross. So I'm not sure I want to do that again for another year. We'll see. Sorry, the dog hit the table. I think it's a one-off, and I think it'll be just lovely. My goal, I know I've mentioned before, is I have a bag of seasonal, so holiday and seasons that I'm going to pull from and work until things are completed. And then I have everything else in another bag. And so from my everything else bag, since I finished Strawberry Fair, I wanted to start concentrating on the next piece, or put some stitches in on the next piece. So last night, the night before, I chose Redbird Sampler by Brenda Gervais. She's one of my favorites. Do you like her? I love her stuff. The called for on this is 36 count Patriots Brew by R&R, and I am stitching mine on, I just went with what I had in stash. I don't think it has a color name. It just says Belfast Linen. I don't think it has a color name, but it's 32 count Belfast Linen by Zweigart. It's got a peachy, maybe like a peach tea look to it. I'm using the called for flosses, DMC, Classic, Colorworks, and Weeks. And this is where I'm at. So last time I only had this part of the arch done. So I finished this part of the arch and brought it down, and I think I'm off. I'm not 100% sure, so I stopped what I was doing and I started in on the church below. And I figure if I get the church done and I'm still off significantly, I'll take out what I'm messed up on and restitch it. but I love it. I think it's going to be great when it's done. Now, I don't know that I'll be working this until it's completely finished. I think I have a little bit more work on it than that. But I do think it's coming along nicely. It's really pretty. I don't know the colors back here. That's more true to color. It's just so attractive. I like the red and the coral color and the teals, mossy greens. I think it'll be really nice when it's done. I believe this is one that I started on my New Year's Eve 12 by 12, but it really was a 7 by 7. I do think I am going to go ahead and do the 12 by 12 again this year. I don't think I want to do 12 new starts. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a New Year's Day start. And I might pick 2 other projects to start. And then what I'm going to do is I might pick some of the ones that I worked on last year, that I started last year on New Year's Eve that aren't finished, and work on those, or pick something else that I really want to move forward with, and do whips. It changes week to week. We'll see where I wind up. I just can't see starting 12 new starts when my bags are overflowing. And then you'll laugh, because when I show you my haul and tell you that I'm going to start these, you'll be like, okay. So next one I am stitching is Flowers and Friends. It was on Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon for October. I thought that house was charcoal. It's a navy blue and it is gorgeous. So pretty. And I'm using the called for colors. Really pretty palette. Really enjoying it. And I'm stitching this. Okay, so the kitten was sitting next to me while I was stitching, and she got a hold of the tag and chewed it. But I'm stitching this on 40 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. She went to town on it. I don't... And I was able to work up on that house a little bit more, and that's where I am at. So last time I had the whole bottom border done, and I had the bottom part of the house done with the flowers and some of that surrounding blue, and I just brought the blue up. And I think I'm getting ready to go across to the middle next. Very close to that. So it's working up nicely. I think this one will be framed. And that's it for my whips. Okay. Haul. I was watching Stitching with the Housewives a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of hit me that I must stitch the Sassy Stripper series. Now, I did not go in and buy all of them. I thought I would exercise some restraint, and I only ordered one pattern. And I thought, what could I do by Thanksgiving, potentially? And I thought it would be Turkey Tilly. So I went ahead and I ordered it. I printed it up yesterday. So that's new. And then I am going to get this finishing piece. And I think I do want to finish it in the black. And I think the reason I want to finish it in the black is because I can spray paint it and it's so easy. And then the boards behind it will be magnets. So it can just, each piece can just stick on with a magnet. So I picked up that. And then Teresa Kogut and her Patreon group she released some things. So top hat for Jack. So I printed that out, tiers 2, 3, and 4. I am in tier 4, which means I have access to all of the things. But if you just were in tier 2, you would have access to only this. Tier 3, you would have access to this and this, I believe. So Housetop Santa. Really, really cute. And then tier 4, you have access to all of it plus this S-Claws. And then her ornament, she does an ornament that you can go to her secret shop and purchase for $5. So this was November's ornament. So I think I can get that one done and probably a pillow finish. So I'm excited about that. And then I have been watching so many people stitch this, and I loved it the first time I saw it, and I think Teresa showed her finished piece, and it was really, really pretty. And I just have been putting off getting this pattern because it's a big stitch, and every time I think about it, I'm really fascinated with one section of this sampler, and so I decided to take a page from the Contented Needleworker Kim and just pull out a motif that I liked and stitch it. And so that's what I did. So this I got on her, I think it was on her secret shop because it was a former Patreon chart. And so I paid a little bit less than I would have if I had bought it through a shop in a booklet form, like a professionally printed booklet form. But this is the motif that every time I see it, the colors, everything about it. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. Every time I see it, I pine for it. So I picked it up. And then the other thing I was looking, I think this band or this band would be really cute stitched up and made into a drum. So I may have to do that too. So I grabbed that, and that's all I got on Teresa Kogut. Hello from Liz Matthews. I went on, this is her October. I downloaded the October. Really cute. So I did, I picked up those. Next, I fell in love with and ordered Reindeer Games by Brenda Gervais. I ordered this through Annabella's, and it came with the ornaments. So I put these in backwards. You get a set of 3 ornaments, and look at how cute they are. They just need to be painted, finished however you want to finish them. And then you probably would use a sticky circle, and you could finish these on them. Really cute. So I will be working on kitting this up in the next week or so. And I think that's the only thing. I've got a few pieces that I know I need threads for, and I know I want to use the called for fabric for a couple of them, which on one that I'm thinking of is 32 count vintage country mocha. So I will be purchasing that and the floss, and then I think that's going to be it for a while. We'll see. Snow Magical. I just wanted the chart, and then I kept looking at it and thinking, oh, how cute. So I went ahead and I went onto 141 Design Company to order the snow globe. It came with the chart. So I will have an extra chart to give away at a future giveaway. So stay tuned for that. It has not come in yet, but look at how cute that little snowman is. I think Nicole Spohr is going to be doing a stitch along on this starting the end of November. Maybe it's after Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, I'm not sure. I will, if I can find the information, I will link it. I state what it is below. And then again, Brenda Gervais, The Light of Winter. Light of Winter. And, oh, upside down. This is the sampler. And I think it's so pretty. 36 count. And it finishes almost 10 by 10. It's beautiful. So I picked up that. Floss Frenzy came in. And this was the week's Dye Works. Charlotte's Pink, Chartreuse, Cherub, Chesapeake, Chestnut, and Chia. We're still in the seas. And really quickly, I just love this a floss. I think it's just so great. It's a great way to add to your stash. And a lot of times, charts that I pick up need some of these colors that come to me in the pack. So that came in. And then I ordered from, the charts came from Annabella's, and I also ordered a Stitching with the Housewives polka dot bundle, fat quarter bundle for finishing pieces. So you can see all the colors. Really nice polka dots. Polka dots are my jam. I love a good dot. So I think you can get a good representation here. Anything I think can be used these can be used to finish off, and I think it would be great. So I picked up this fat quarter bundle, and I also picked up a point-to-point turner by Clover. So the pointy end you put inside of your piece to kind of help poke the corners out carefully. You don't want to poke a hole through your corner. But I thought I would pick this up. It would be a lot easier. I was using a bamboo skewer, and the blunt end was not sharp enough, and the pointy end had a tendency to poke through my fabrics on my pillows that I showed you earlier. So I thought when I saw this, I'm like, yeah, let's get that. And I think that that's it. I thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry for the dog barking. I'm glad that he's barking. You know, sometimes when you bring home a new dog, they don't bark because they don't feel like it's their place to protect. He is bonded to me already, which is fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted, but then that also means a little separation anxiety. So we've got our work cut out for us, but he's a good boy, and we will be moving along just famously. I'm sure he'll be a lovely addition, and I'm sure the cats will get used to him. He's not shy. We've had family over to meet him, so he's already met the neighbor right when he got out of the car. No problems, went right up to him. He met my mom today, my niece, and a friend's daughter, and no problems. Whereas with my Dottie, she would be, circling around in the back with a toy in her mouth just beside herself. And this is so nice that he can actually comfortably be a part of the family and the functions and everything that we do without having major anxiety or stress. So I'm really, really optimistic that he's gonna work out just fine. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you have a great week. I hope you get a lot of stitching time in. Are you working on Thanksgiving stitching, fall stitching? Are you jumping right into holiday stitching, whatever your holiday is? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you comment. I love to read the comments, and share the video. It all helps to get the content out, and I really do appreciate it. We are getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and I have started purchasing a few things here and there that we can use as a giveaway when that happens. So, and that's it. Have a great week. I hope you get lots of stitching time in. We'll see you later. Bye. Happy stitching.